Today's question is, I'm not where I want to be in my career. What do I do now? If you're asking yourself this question, you may be having what I call a mid-career crisis. Happens about halfway through a working career. So if you expect to work for about 40 years, then you should expect about 20 years in, about age 20, you stop and think about what you're achieving. And for some people, that means they stop and think and they're not achieving what they wanted to be. Or at least what 20 years ago they had a perception their life would be like at this point. And they start to worry they're not going to get to wherever this place was 20 years ago, they decided. If that's you, if you're having that sort of mid-career crisis, then let me offer you 3 steps to recovery. Step 1 is acceptance. You really need to accept who you are and where you are, and really try and think through what decisions got you to this point, maybe off track or to the place you are. And they're probably about family, and they're probably about friends, and they may be about social situations. You've got to be really clear why you got to the point you got to. Second step is really to define the options. Okay, so given that, and given the gap to where you think you want to be, what could you do to get you back onto the road that you wanted to be? Be really realistic as you do this, because you've got to think through the choices you're about to make and how huge some of those choices might be in terms of your family, in terms of your friends, in terms of your career. And also, by the way, in terms of what you like to do and what you're now good at. And many people, 20 years on, have found that they get pleasure out of certain things that they would lose in a job if they went to a different type of role or a different type of place. And all of these things have an effect on you and your happiness, and therefore an effect on your family. And that's an important thing to think through. Finally, you need to make a choice. So either accept the position you're in, you've got yourself to the place you are because of many reasons and you should stick with it, or you're going to make a change. But beware, radical change will affect those around you and affect yourself. Make sure you're making the change because it's actually something you're good at, you want to do, and you want to be. And if you're not sure, make sure those steps, make sure those changes are small and managed so you can get back if you make the mistake. Look, bottom line here is you're here for a reason. You're at this point in your life and your career for many different reasons. It may be exactly where you're meant to be. It may be exactly doing what you're good at. So before you make the change, make sure you're making it for the right reasons.